I'm here with Sharlene. She's gracious enough to come in and do a video testimonial for us. Sharlene, why don't you just, in a nutshell, tell us what happened and what we did and how you're doing now.
Okay, so last year I suddenly had joint pain, which I'd never had before. My knees were starting to feel like jelly, and I started getting inflammation in my eye and on my face. First I thought it was all the mask wearing from COVID, but it wasn't. Went to traditional PCP, and I was not able to resolve it. And they wanted to put me on Humira or some other kind of medications that were going to shut down my immune system. I did not want to do that. So I looked up functional, medical doctors in the area and saw Dr. Hoyt had great reviews, and a lot of the reviews actually resonated with me. So I made my appointment. I came here, and just right away in the first hour, I knew that Dr. Hoyt was going to be able to help me. And the biggest thing I liked is he wasn't intimidated by all the facts and like all this, my story, and he went over the history with me, and he was modest. He was like, I feel like I can help you. Probably going to take 6 months. I can't make any guarantees, but I think I have a good chance at getting you better. Not completely, but you'll be significantly improved. And at that time, my ANA tested positive with speckled, and then it was like 320.
So let's just elaborate for a second. What do you know about ANA?
Those are inflammation markers that doctors use, which prompted my PCP to refer me to rheumatologists. So I saw actually 2 rheumatologists, and both of them said that it was quite high for my ANA, and that they could not find, they did a lot of testing. I had a lot of blood test work done, but they couldn't actually find a source of the inflammation. They ruled out lupus and Sjogren's and all kinds of other typical rheumatology diseases.
And one thing, when you came here, you were concerned about losing your eyesight.
Yeah, because of the inflammation in my eye, it was causing very high eye pressure. And the only thing they could give me to help me were steroid eye drops. Well, the steroid eye drops also cause your cornea to separate from your eyeball. Either way, I was in a really bad position, and I was on a timeline, a very quick timeline to get better.
So we acted quickly, and we used a variety of different supplements. You were off to UCI getting tested and other high-end ivory tower.
Yes, and I'm going to say medicals. I actually spent more money through my insurance. I have PPO insurance on all the testing and all the visits going to UCI and UCSD with no real answers except go on Humira. And they couldn't explain to me why I needed to be on Humira, because there was nothing coming up in the test that would justify
Except your ANA was positive, which is an autoimmune marker and frequently associated with lupus. So
yeah, but I tested negative for the lupus, but that's where Dr. Hoyt was able to say, even without all of those other markers, that he could certainly help me improve in reversing the inflammation through the protocols, and if I was willing to commit myself. And I have to say, even before I came to Dr. Hoyt, I had already changed my diet. My PCP is an integrative, very progressive, knowledgeable doctor. He had already changed my diet, which I did, and I'd gotten rid of alcohol and sugar and carbs.
I think we took it to the next level.
Yes, and I was going to say it was not enough, and I'm just going to say diet is not enough.
Yeah.
A lot of people think, oh, it's just your diet. It's not. I would say it was 70% for me, but it was not enough to get everything better.
We used some really high-end cocktails with you to throw a wet blanket on inflammation, as we call it. And so, yeah, here you are. What happened to your ANA and all of your positive findings on the labs within 3 months? What happened?
Well, I think the biggest thing that I saw in my life where I really turned a corner was Dr. Hoyt did the testing, and my doctors are testing too, and they work together and doing the requisitions for the blood test. But even though I had an ultrasound on my liver that said it was perfect, and all my blood labs said my liver was perfect, but after being, I think, with Dr. Hoyt for about 2 months, I hadn't lost any weight, which is typical. I always said I will survive any famine because I could not eat and exercise 2 hours a day and I would never lose weight. And he said, Dr. Hoyt said, my gut's telling me it's your liver, even though it's not coming up on the labs. And once he worked on my liver, I saw a complete restoration of my health. Things I didn't even know were related, my heartburn went away. My insomnia I've had 16 years went away. My energy level went way up. I just started losing weight. I've lost 1 to 2 pounds every week ever since the ANA tested negative. My inflammation's gone. My inflammation in my eyes, my face, I can't even think of all the things that were rectified.
What did the UCI docs have to say about the inflammation in your eye and the ANA?
Oh, they were astounded. They also said you've reversed all damage to your eyes. They're like, your cataracts are gone, the eye pressure's gone. They're like, whatever you're doing, keep doing because it's working.
Hey, I agree. Whatever you're doing, just stick with that because that's amazing.
Me too. Yes, I am so grateful.
Yeah.
I have never felt better.
We're grateful too. We can't always hope for that kind of an exceptional result, and we just feel blessed that it worked well for you and you got that kind of result, and here you are, poster child.
I would refer my closest friends and family to Dr. Hoyt because to me the restoration of my health is priceless, honestly, and I want it for other people because it's possible. You don't have to accept that aging or that feeling aches and pains and suffering is normal, and I can tell you the before and after, and I'm 51 years old and I have never felt better.
Thank you so much for sharing your story. Very much appreciated. Bye.